What if your favorite childhood story, Rabbit and Tortoise, starts like this? The rabbit is already halfway across the finish line. He's miles ahead. He's looking back at the tortoise who is moving slowly. And you know what the rabbit thinks at that exact moment? I have got this. This is super easy. I'm gonna take a little nap now. Now, pause right here. Forget everything your teacher told you about this story. And imagine if somebody starts the story from the middle like this. What will be your reaction? Don't you think you'll ask these questions? Who's this rabbit? Where is the tortoise going? What is even happening right here? It's confusing, right? This is because I dropped you into the middle of a story where you have no context, no background. In short, I did not give you the beginning, right? Now replace this scene with the job interview. That's exactly what happens when you don't structure your answers properly. So today we'll talk about this problem and we'll look into the solution as well. That will help you to structure your answers in the right format for any interview. But before we start, hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Payal Bansal, a former Amazonian where I worked nearly 7 years and have conducted multiple interviews as a manager, so I know exactly what the interviewers are looking for. But if you want to build confidence, master the interview skills and learn how to survive the corporate life, please subscribe to the channel because I am here to share my experience and help you out. Now, let's get started. It is very important to understand that every great story, whether it's a motivational story or your interview answers, every story needs to have a beginning, middle, and end. And instead of jumping cluelessly from one line to another, you can take help of this format, which is called STAR method. 4 letters, 4 steps. But I promise you, if you understand this, your every tell me about a time question in any job interview becomes easy peasy. And here what it stands for. S stands for situation. Step 2 is T, which stands for task. Step 3 is A, which stands for action. Last, step 4, R, it stands for results. And trust me, this simple format structures your answers clearly and saves you from the embarrassment of over explaining. Because right now, when most people hear the question in any interview, their brain goes blank or they start talking and talking and talking, jumping from one line to another, going back to the old topic, adding more context, and it leaves a negative impression in the eyes of the interviewer. But Star fixes it completely. Think of it exactly like a story. Remember how we said every great story has a beginning, middle, and end. Situation and task, this is your beginning. Here you set the scene just like once upon a time. Action, that's your middle. The hero, which is you. You have to tell what did you do about the problem here. Result, that's your end, the payoff, the finish line, and you're happily ever after. Now let's go through each step one by one with an example so you know exactly what to say and how to say it. Let's try to understand this from the same story, Rabbit and Tortoise. Okay, think of it as your once upon a time. Here, you are giving the interviewer just enough context to understand the world you are operating in. I want you to remember these 2 words here. Explain it in brief and add the numbers. Remember, your situation cannot be more than 3 to 4 lines. Here, you are just setting the scene. You are not writing the entire book here. Now, let's say the interviewer asks you, tell me about a time you helped a teammate who was struggling. And here's the mistake what most people make. So there was this guy on my team who had been working together for like 2 years and he was going through some personal stuff. And also our manager had just changed. The targets were different from last quarter and honestly the whole team was kind of stressed. See, if I start my story like this, you are already lost, and so is the interviewer. And here's what you should say instead. In my previous role, our team of 8 people had a quarterly sales target of 2 lakhs to hit in 90 days. One of my teammates was responsible for bringing in 30,000 of that. But by the 6th week, he had only closed 8,000. He was less than 30% through his individual goal, and we were already past the halfway point of this quarter. The interviewer knows which world we are in. Let's move forward towards our step 2. And this step means you have to own your role. This is here you tell the interviewer what was your specific responsibility in that situation. And here's what you can say. I was managing my own targets of 35,000 for the same quarter, and I was already at 28,000 by week 6. But I could see that if my teammate doesn't close at least 20,000 in the remaining 6 weeks, our team total would fall short by nearly 10%, and that would affect team's performance. So I made it as my personal responsibility to step in and help him to close that gap. I made sure that our team crossed the 2 lakhs line together. And this way, you set the entire You told the interviewer that you are active and you take ownership by yourself. And that's called leadership. Every interviewer wants to see that. This is the most important step of the entire formula. And I want you to pay close attention here because most people make mistakes in this part and they lose the interviewer completely. This is here you prove what you are actually made of. So it's your time to shine. So in this situation, this is what you can say. First, I blocked 45 minutes with him, just the two of us, to go through his pipeline deal by deal. He had 12 open deals sitting in his tracker. When we looked closely, 4 of them had gone completely cold and no response in over 3 weeks. We removed those immediately so we could stop wasting energy on them. That left him with 8 active deals worth a combined of 26,000. I helped him prioritize the top 3, the ones most likely to close, and we built a specific follow-up plan for each one with deadlines attached. As a next step, I set up the client call and completed it in the next 2 days, sent the revised proposal, and made sure that the follow-ups are completed. I also shared 2 of my email templates that had historically high response rate, one for re-engaging the warm leads and one for pushing a hesitate client towards a decision. These were the templates I had personally refined over 2 years and had used to close over 1,50,000 in my deals itself. On the top of that, I set up a quick 15 minutes check-in with him every Monday and Thursday to remove the obstacles from his way because I wanted to make sure that he never sat stuck for more than 2 days. And see how specific this is. By explaining this way, you can picture the person exactly step by step. Right? Because that's what a great action answer looks like. Next time when you write your interview answers, so then ask yourself, will the interviewer be able to close the eyes and watch you doing this? And if the answer is yes, you are doing it right. But here's the mistake that most people make. In their interviews, they keep using the word we, like we did this. We decided to help him together. Remember, this is your interview. The interviewer and the new team is not hiring your old team. So if you want to make an impression, then you have to use the word I and not we. And now let's move to our final step. Remember, this is your finish line. If you are starting something, it has to end, and ending matters because on the basis of this ending, the interviewer will actually be able to understand what did you do, what does your action lead to. This is here you prove that everything you just described made a difference. This is how the most people answer this part and they fail their interview. They just ended by saying, he got better and the team was relieved and the things worked out okay. And this is absolutely boring because it doesn't have any number and it doesn't show any kind of impact. Rather, you should say, in the 6 weeks after we put that plan in place, he closed 5 out of those 8 deals. That brought in 22,500, which meant he finished the quarter at 30,500. By this, he didn't just catch up, he actually exceeded his individual 30,000 target by 1.6%. And the team, we closed the quarter at 2,08,000. That's 1.04% of our 2 lakh goals. We didn't just survive that quarter, we beat it. And on a personal note, I still hit my own 35,000 target, closing it out at 36,200. So none of my own personal work slipped while I was helping him. This is the real result because it has numbers and it exactly shows what difference did you make. Trust me, this is the kind of a person every team wants. With this, you have nailed all the 4 steps. This is what I and the most experienced leaders look for in every single candidate that they hire. After your results section, it is always wise to add one more line which is related to your final learnings. In simple words, consider it as your moral of the story. Sometimes the interviewers can ask you, what were your learnings or what did you learn, or is there anything that you could do differently? So here you can answer by saying, that experience taught me something I carry into every team I work with now. A struggling teammate almost never has a motivation problem. They have a clarity problem. They don't know know which 3 things they should focus on out of those 12 things on their plate. And ever since that quarter, I make it a habit to check within my team in the first 30 days before a small struggle turns into a 20,000 gap that takes 6 weeks to fix. And the last one line can change everything because it tells the interviewer that you are somebody who reflects, grow, and make the people better around you. Now, I'll quickly show you my notes right after this interview just to show you how numbers and the clear structure can change everything here. So, all of the 4 steps situation, task, action, results everything has numbers. I am clear of the situation. I know what was the problem, what did you do exactly, and what was the result. Now, let's have a quick recap. So, the next time when you sit and write your interview answers, you don't forget it. It should be in your head. So, first of all, you set the scene. Think of it as once upon a time, right? And then you own your role. Show them what was your responsibility here. And this is your moment of shine. Here, you own every step. But use I and not we. End your story. You use the numbers wherever possible, and in the last, you tell them what did you learn. Consider it like the moral of the story. That is it. This is the whole game. Now, here's your homework before your next interview. Pick 3 success stories from your last role and start writing your story in the star format. Remember, each answer should not be more than 4 to 5 minutes. That is more than enough. Do that right now, and I promise you, the next time when you walk into any interview room, you will not feel blank. In fact, you will be super confident. That is it for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you do, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your one subscribe genuinely helps me and the channel to understand that you want more content like this. I hope you smash every interview that is coming your way and you land your dream job. I will see you next week with another video. Till then, bye-bye.